pens, pencils, all that good stuff. Such a... Everybody comes sprinting with their car down this alleyway. It's really a street, but not so safe sometimes. So we won our first 2 rounds of the playoffs and are on to the quarters, which our school hasn't been to the quarterfinals since Hughes' last year, and that was 2013, and we went to Esperanza and played them, who eventually won the whole thing that year, and then the following year too. And then Jake Arnett's, the outside, went and played at UCLA for 4 years and played in the national championship, and they were up in the 4th set and could have won, but Josh Fuaninga just ripped a couple jump serves and they ended up winning that 4th set. Excuse me, like 20, 27, 25 or something. And then they went and took the 5th set. But that's a great national championship, the 2018. If you ever get a chance to watch it. Long Beach State beats UCLA in 5, but it's some really good volleyball, so you should watch it. So yeah, last week, Thursday, we went to California High School, which is in Whittier, and we swept them. But they were, I didn't know what to expect. They were the number 1 team in their league, the Del Rey League, which I didn't know anything about. And I kind of figured maybe the league was just not so great, maybe just not steeped in volleyball culture. But again, I didn't look too hard online for any footage or video, because I've done this to myself so many years. I've found some video or some footage of a team and then convinced myself they were an easy out, and that's not the reality of anything. And everybody's going to look bigger, stronger, faster, I think, when you play them in real time. So I think I just Googled their record, or max prepped them, and then found a few clips that said 10 months ago, which must have been last year's team, and I saw one guy that kept ripping it down the line, so I figured they might have someone like that, but that guy had since graduated. And we got there, and it was a fancy gym. It looked like it had just gotten repainted, and it had the California, like Cal Berkeley emblem or logo style, and they had super fancy uniforms too, like slunks, and that had cool designs on them. So then I started to think, wow, maybe this school is just kind of like a hidden gem in the middle of LA, and they've just had this quiet dynasty going on for years. Although I didn't look back to see if they had once yet, but I want to say maybe they did, like Division 4 or 5 a few years ago. But anybody that goes 8-0 in leagues they have to be good. They have to at least know how to do it. And their setter did a pretty extensive setting warm up, and they set the Bic and they set the back one, and they had some pretty big guys that were putting balls down and hitting warm ups, but we didn't really see him pass, and we didn't really see him serve. And we started the match with some great energy, and I just screamed my brains out. And I think all these years I've been kind of trying to be the cool guy coach that's not like I was when I was first starting out. When I first started coaching my Frosh team and my JV's teams, I was pretty high energy, very loud, a very loud person, like narrating the game and just being loud and hooting and hollering. And I mean, I had a lot of success with that. There was a point where I kind of stepped back and decided to not try to be so, not vocal, but so just gnarly on the side. And I don't know, I just didn't go with that on Thursday. I went with a lot of energy and screaming and just trying to stay as positive as can be. And we started in a good place mentally. I thought we missed quite a few serves in the first set. I think we missed 7 serves in the first set alone, and probably 5 or 6 hitting and blocking errors. So I think the score of the first game was 25-21, and we gave them 12 or 13 of those points. They might have bounced 1 or 2, but they weren't the greatest passing team. But we're not the greatest serving team, so I think those things kind of merged in the middle. But yeah, we kind of pulled that first one out, and then we started off I want to say the next set like on a good one, just good serving run, and we kind of just never let up after that. And we really didn't score that many points because the other team was making passing and hitting errors. And so I want to say that like Grant only got 3 kills and 3 blocks in a 6-2, and Ewan only got maybe 2, but we got some good production from the middle, almost 10 between the two of them, and then the outsides were like, I don't know, 8 and 7 or 7 and 8. So that was pretty good, but really nothing to really write home to Mom about winning a first round. I mean, granted, we're a 3rd place team, they're a 1st place team, but our league's significantly more competitive. So the next round was Saturday and we drew Palos Verdes, another team that was 3rd place, and they actually had to play. This was actually their 3rd game of the week. I didn't even think about that. Maybe they were tired. I don't know. But yeah. Oh, and maybe it was the 3rd traveling day of the week for them too. That could be also. But yeah, they played a wild card play-in game on Tuesday against somebody. I don't remember whom. I think I figured out they got 3rd place in their league in a 6-team league, but they had their record was under 500. I want to say it was like 11 and 14 or something. So they won that play-in, and then they played a 1st place team, Bishop Montgomery, and then they swept them in 3, and that kind of concerned me because then I looked at the teams in their league, and they got 3rd place, but 1st place was Miracosta and 2nd place was Redondo, and those 2 teams played in Division 1, and Redondo actually beat Santa Barbara in 5, but the 2 top teams in their league are playing in the big boy, like the open, like the tippy top of the southern section. So I knew they were going to be good, and I want to say I found like a few minutes of them playing last year in 2019, but I just knew they were going to be good. I didn't really find it too concerning, like to figure out what they were going to do, because they would be at our gym shortly, and they showed up, and I want to say the basic body language was a little bit, they didn't seem like they wanted it really. There was one guy on the team, their gun, the guy that got 23 kills, and just beat us up from everywhere a lot. In the back row, he hit a A-ball, hit a D-ball, hit a lot of pipes. was in the front. They ran a little inside two. They ran a key. Obviously ran him on the back. Yeah, he got 23 kills, but he didn't beat it up the whole time. Like, he had some hitting errors trying to chop and go too hard angle, and then we blocked him a few times. Grant got across, and then Ewan or Luke got across, and also one key one. We're in a nice little serving run in the third set, and Hughes called. They're gonna set him in the back row, and Reed just got up and got across and blocked him from the back row. And nobody beats it up all the time. He was beating us up, but our relentless dedication to defense, we got him the few times that really mattered, and that definitely took some wind out of his sails. And we just kind of wore him down, and we served him, and he must have shanked 3 or 4 balls for aces throughout the match too. And we lost the first set also. They put Grant setting back, and their gun went through the front, so I didn't have my best blocker matched up against him. And we just played pretty tight that first set, and I flopped the 2 setter ops, and then I don't know, but I looked up and it was like 22-13 in the second, so we definitely caught him. If we caught him on a good one, like, it was their turn to be a little bit tight. And then so the third was I don't even remember. I just remember we started to get more touches off their big guy, and they started making more hitting errors, and then the setter had to start going elsewhere, and he I don't know. And also in the third and the fourth, it just looked like they didn't really want to be there. They didn't seem like they were competing as hard to get the. Just didn't seem like they were competing as hard. They really didn't. And we just kind of finished them off with a couple great serving runs, and then we actually triple blocked them at the end. And I don't know, it's just a good win. And I don't know, I just feel like I don't know if a win is ever good enough. Like, that's Palos Verdes is a good team. I mean, it's a school that they pieced us up like 7 years ago at the Redondo tournament. Like, they whooped on us. And I don't think we were too far from what we are now. But, I don't know. It felt like a good win. It felt like a good pelt for the wall. But also, it also seemed like, their second outside was pretty terrible. And their right side was okay. They almost had no middle attack. But, we got it. And now we're practicing tonight, and we're going to travel tomorrow to Upland, and we're playing the number 1 ranked team in the playoffs, and they've been number 1 ranked in Division 3. I think every single time they put the polls out, and they can play. And it's this one kid who he won a Division 5 title with a different school in his league when he was like a freshman, and then he transferred over, I think his junior year, to this school, which must be where like he plays with a lot of his club homies and whatnot. But yeah, they look pretty solid, but they, all I'm seeing is highlight reels though. I'm not seeing. I saw a full match, and they took Thousand Oaks to the third set in a tournament, and Thousand Oaks is doing well right now in Division 2. So I know 1 + 1 doesn't always equal 2, but just seeing them in the long format is a little more. Just, we got to be ready for battle, and we got to be ready to block and play defense. Really never been too concerned with our ability to score points. We've had a pretty decent offense, but also we're not playing Santa Barbara or San Marcos. I don't know. I don't know if this team would beat Santa Barbara or San Marcos. I don't feel like they would, but who knows? They got some pretty good energy, and they definitely have chemistry. Like they have a pretty solid group together. All I've seen, they don't have very many subs, so this is exciting. This is the longest or the deepest run I've ever been a part of, and I was telling somebody I hadn't been on the court to see a victory, to actually coach my team to a victory since last decade. Since 2014, since my first year when we beat Rigetti, which is another school not to write home to mom about. They're just a team in Santa Maria, but they took a set off us back then, so. But yeah, it's just fun. It's just fun, and it's nice to be in a division where I feel like we can compete, and we're not just going one and done every year, because we have to go play a school where the kids have been training since they were, 8 and 9, and they're competing to get into a high school, to get into the volleyball program there. And our kids have consistently improved all year, and it's nice to see that improvement continue, albeit pretty terrible attendance, but they're still getting better. And I don't know, we're playing some good volleyball for the division we're in right now, and we're gonna basically go have our this is our game for the banner tomorrow, and I'm not going to phrase that to them or anything. We're just gonna show up and play. That's kind of how I thought this team would work, is if they are loose and not too much pressure is put on. Because to be honest, they don't really they're not really invested in all the tradition and the history that maybe the coaches and I are. And that's kind of it's a difficult thing to do, is win a title if your coaches are the ones that want it the most. And that's kind of was the case I felt with our girls team this year, which I thought was a pretty promising group in Division 4 for the girls. But we choked, and we lost in the second round. So, anyways, I'm just more excited than anything. I know probably no one's picking us to win, but I've seen stranger things happen, and we're just playing on such a good vibe right now. I wouldn't be surprised if we do win. And then we'll handle what happens after that next. Let's go pick up the child, and then I brought her by this little tree swing so she can swing around in it and whatnot. I guess that's it for right now. I'm just happy. I'm just happy that we're winning at the end. It was kind of a strugglesome season. I didn't feel like we beat anybody super great, although we did beat some good, teams around our level, but then we just got beat up by San Marcos and Santa Barbara 3 of the 4 times. I thought we had a shot against SM in the beginning, but we squandered that. And the team's just gone through so many personnel changes. I finally found a lineup that works if everyone's there, and it's unfortunate we lost our best player to injury, and the lineup we have now is garnering us some wins. But if he was with us, I would feel much better, much more confident, and I know the players would too. And that's been the super sad part of the last month, was seeing him go out on injury and it happening at that tournament. That was just so wacky. Anyways, he'll be fine. He's gonna have surgeries. Just sucks that it's his senior year. Anyways, let's go pick up Skylar.